What up, what up, what up, world? It's your boy Shelvin.
It's your girl, Lady K.
And Disha.
Hey, we back at it again. It's Monday, of course. It's Monday, the first Monday in February. So, man, say it's a good Monday. My cousin said it's Mind Fog Monday. Anybody having a little mind fog? What you having mind fog Monday, folks? Shoot, man. Hey, that's how most Mondays be, man. But how y'all doing?
Good.
I'm great.
I'm
Long
in
day,
tune.
but I'm good.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Shoot, I know everybody else done had long days too. All right, Kentisha on here. What's up, Kentisha? How you doing? What's up, wifey? Wifey on here. We got some people coming on, joining on, man. Yeah, it might be some more people to walk in, but I don't know if they coming or not, man. But shout out to Lady Rise and True 102, just in case they don't show up. But I think they in Rattle. I'm not sure. But hey, man, look, we glad to be here on another segment, man. Last week we had an awesome interview, man. We was able to talk with the cast of Love Torn Between Two, man. Y'all gotta go see this movie, man. It's a good movie. I'm telling you. We seen the trailer. You can go back to the last show and watch the interview, man. I'm pretty sure you gonna want to go see it. Changes happened with the premiere though. So instead of the 12th, it's gonna be on the 11th, which is a Thursday. If you can make it out, that'll be great, man. It's at 7 o'clock. Go on Eventbrite. Get your tickets. They just $10, man, and you can go out there and support them. We go definitely be in the building, man. The Chatterbox, you go know us when you see us. I guarantee it. We go be in there doing our thing, man. But we definitely back here at the Chatterbox, man, another Monday. Like I say, every Monday, we want to be a positive platform for the community and a voice for the voiceless. And we continue to have stimulating conversations. If you don't have tough skin, warning, this is your time to exit. But if you can have a conversation and have tough skin without getting offended, this is the place for you. Because we go grow, we go do good. Hey, Cap, how you doing back there?
Doing all right, man. You doing all right?
I'm doing all right, man. I heard from a little birdie, man, that my boy was starting a podcast.
Yeah, man. I decided to go ahead and pull the gun on it.
All right.
Pull the gun on it.
So when you gonna start it? When you gonna start it?
Probably gonna drop it either tomorrow or Thursday. I'm gonna
Tomorrow,
record it
Thursday?
today. Yeah, it's gonna be an audio only.
Audio
Instead
only.
of doing video, I'm gonna do it on Spotify and Apple Music. Maybe even put a picture with it, put it on YouTube.
That's a bet. That's a bet. Say, man, look, if y'all want to get y'all a podcast place to do y'all podcast, man, y'all got to come to Her and I's podcast, man. The boy be doing his thing, man. I got to push my boy up. He's always here most of the time before I get here. Sometimes he's a little late. He had to stop. But nah, he here, man, and he has good prices, man. Great guy, has a professional studio, does everything professional, is in home, man. Look, come to Her and I's podcast. Hopefully he'll flash the info across the screen one time for the one time, man. Just in case you want to get on here and do your thing here at the Her and I's podcast. I support anybody doing anything positive. That's just me. I don't know. Y'all with that?
Definitely.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Say, so Lady K on here. We got Disha in the building. I know y'all ain't seen Disha in a minute. Disha, how you been?
Man, I've been doing good. It's just, when you're working with
Money.
people and money, I could set a time that, okay, I'm going to be out here so I can get to the podcast. And then that last minute 5:30 person come in, you're like, okay, I still got it. I can still, but then the next one come in.
I think everybody hates that, man.
I'll be like,
You go home.
Why get busy when it's time to get off? Don't get busy when it's time to get off.
and then my first thing, I done got a whole attitude. I'm like, where you been all day?
Customer service is gone.
It's like, where you been all day? You talking about I been home asleep.
Yeah, we can put the movie info in the chat. We got you, Kentisha. We'll put the movie info in the chat, man. Please, please, please like, follow, and share. What's up, Jaquay? What's up, baby? We in the building again. Y'all know we be up in here doing our thing, man. Like, follow, and share, man. It's your boy. I'm sitting up here doing what I'm asking y'all to do because I never ask anybody to do something that I won't do. Last week, we were having an interview, man. The interview went well, man. Please go look at the interview. But we started off a conversation, and we started off, really it was a result of a conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago when we talked about expectations. And, I ain't gonna get too deep into expectations things because I know that everybody has expectations, but also with expectations, we all have reservations. everybody has reservations. So this week we just go continue because we really couldn't talk about it. We only had like 10, maybe 10, 15 minutes to talk about it last week. But man, definitely want to touch on reservations. So I'm going to ask the question, what does reservations mean to y'all?
Well, to me, reservations, that's good. It just depends on what my expectation is for me to give you a reservation about you, because I mean, it just depends on what it is.
Right.
Because I can't have a preconceived notion of what my expectation gonna be to you for you, and then my reservation may be totally different. Because I ain't, you know.
And y'all didn't hear that, did you?
Yeah, you did.
Excuse me. Man, I'm sorry about that, man. I had a little late lunch. But that was a little burp. I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. But yeah, reservations. What you got, Kyra?
Reservations. I forgot what I said the last time.
So,
but I'm going to say something right along those lines.
But I'm pretty sure
I
I
feel
can
like your
bounce.
reservations have a lot to do with your intent.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes your reservation, it can be good or a bad. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing.
Right.
I try to relax that, make that as neutral as possible, because oftentimes, we set ourselves up for failure because you're not allowing certain things to take place because you're already like, well, this is my notions of you. And so automatically you start acting like that. You start acting like that. And sometimes you're acting out of fear.
Right.
So sometimes it's not a good thing. Sometimes it is. Just kind of relax. We're human. We have them.
Right.
But don't let them run you.
Good. That's good stuff. Because reservations can run you. Like I was saying last week, man, I was talking about this woman who has reservations. She has reserved herself for a man. She
crazy.
Venus. I heard that. Venus is a virgin.
What?
Yes.
Venus Williams?
Venus Williams, a virgin.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Ooh.
Bless her heart. Look, hey, you
I'm
do
all
what you,
for it. Yeah,
you
do
do.
what you do.
Bless her heart. You know, I don't have nothing against nobody doing what they do when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm with it. You get it? But, 50 years old, virgin, looking for, just the expectations of this person was, has to be a spiritual, basically leader, got to be a virgin like her,
She
just
setting her own self up for failure.
man, and it's a sad thing to watch, man. You just kind of see when people go end up with a lot of cats. You just kind of look at it and be like, man, they gonna have a lot of cats when they get older. But that's gonna be their only company. You know what I'm saying? But it's real, and reservations can set you up like that. And I think reservations are not bad. Let me just say that. Reservations are not bad. To have reservations is not a bad thing. But when you allow your reservations to give you tunnel vision, that can set you up for failure. And not just failure, but discouragement, defeat, all kinds of stuff. She would never find that. Kiki, I know. And I can't understand how but she has crazy faith. Is that a word for that? I don't.
You're supposed to have faith, but you gotta be realistic with it too.
That's what I'm like.
Let's be realistic about it, because you're talking about 50-year-old virgin. You got to be spiritual, and the money probably gonna have to be matched,
right?
And you can't have this, you can't have that. So you can already know what her lifestyle and what she. No, I ain't gonna be able to.
I think a reservation can be a good thing if you are whole. Please explain, Kentisha. Let me see what you're talking about on that. If you're whole, I want to definitely dive into that, because reservations can be a good thing. But I really want to kind of elaborate. If you're whole, what does that encompass as being whole in reservation? Because reservations are good. Like I say, reservations are good, but some reservations are unrealistic.
Right.
Unrealistic. And like I said last week, men all have the same reservation when we young. Don't get it twisted. Every male I know wanted to marry a virgin. Don't clear your throat like that. Don't clear your throat like that, but I'm finna say this. Every male I know wanted to marry a virgin. Now, let me ask y'all women, do y'all have that kind of reservation where y'all just want to marry a virgin man?
No.
Why?
I don't have a reservation that I want to. All right. So
I'm curious.
I got a two-part answer for that. You want to go?
Got you,
Go ahead.
Kentisha. Healed.
Okay.
Let me know what you got.
It's not. I don't look for it because I'm not expecting it anyway. It just seems like that's impossible. Yeah, I'm not one of those people. But also, I don't think of that because, to me, it's like, why are you walking around here looking for a virgin woman? But you not.
Hold on, we were talking about women to men right then. We wasn't talking about men to women. Don't switch up on us.
Why are you looking for it? But I believe in looking for what you are. You're not that. So why is it on your list?
Let me tell you something. Some men actually waited until they just came to a realization that this is not going to happen. Like most men, Calvin, back me up on this, man, because they looking at me like y'all Negroes crazy.
What she wants to speak to.
I'm
You're
sorry.
supposed to look for what you are, but contradictory to that, I look for someone better than me. So in this sense, a virgin would be something, you know. I mean, they're unscathed, they're untouched.
You gotta teach.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah,
that's
the
what.
unscathed,
Ain't
untouched.
nothing wrong with that, though.
But I feel
Ain't
like
nothing wrong with that.
it's nothing
As
wrong with that.
every guy has had. I won't call this a problem.
one more
Every
point.
guy has had.
Say it, Doc. Say it, Doc.
Come on, Cal.
Whatever. There was a time in my life where I wouldn't want to do nothing with a virgin. Because of the attachment. The attachment is so strong that they're just latched on you. But for that, if you marry somebody that is a virgin, the attachment and the loyalty is unmatched.
Right. It is.
So that's kind of something that we were looking
Can I
forward
throw a
to.
bone right quick?
Throw
This
it.
is just something. Just
Do it.
something.
Do it.
I feel like I also feel, this is my third point. Okay, this is the last thing I wanted to say. I also feel that some men seek that because you won't necessarily have something to compare it to, but you do have a sensory system. You know what you like, what you don't like, and if it feels good to you.
Right.
So she still can say, I'm not satisfied with you. So
Right.
it should be, at that point, it should be something that you both can work at.
Right.
But I definitely feel like a lot of men these days, if they're wanting that, it's always for that. Well, and I've heard it before, that's why I'm bringing it up. Well, she ain't gonna know. She ain't got nothing. She ain't got nothing. But she can still feel.
But she can still feel, but you have to understand because
Say-
some people learned from self first to know how to pleasure self. Then even when you do come alone and you thinking that I'm unexperienced in that area, but I know what I want to feel. And you may
Exactly.
not be able to give me what the expectation of the feeling that I already gave myself.
But how do you know what you want to feel if you never felt anything?
Well,
Masturbation. You ain't, as a woman, okay.
We know how
Masturbation.
to
Masturbation.
First of all,
So does the penis actually make you not a virgin, or does intercourse, like self-intercourse can't take your virginity?
depends on what you use.
You can actually break your own hymen. And most people break it by doing non-sexual things.
Please explain. A
Rip.
split?
It's really thin. You can hit a split.
Yes.
You can go to your doctor where they're doing your checkup and they can be too rough. Rip.
Yeah.
Like it can be ripped.
And it doesn't mean because you have to have penetration and to have that done. It's so true.
Yeah.
Does that take the innocence from it though?
No, it doesn't take
You
the
haven't
innocence
shared
from-
your body with someone, but
Yeah.
that hymen technically they would consider that you're not a virgin.
Don't you know, like they would say, like horseback riding too much.
Horseback riding can't rip your hymen.
It can't rip your
On a
hymen.
bike?
Yes,
Yeah,
on a
riding
bike.
on a bike,
Yes,
all that.
yeah.
So
Because
virgin-
you feel realize you're on something that is so hard, and you're just that.
All right, y'all need to quit riding bikes until y'all get married. Quit riding bikes. Quit putting yourself in dangerous situations.
But it's not that you're putting yourself in dangerous situations. You're innocent, but you don't know that this is happening until it happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's not, but that doesn't take the innocence of the sexual thing from you.
Right.
But it just that, hey, it got broke that way. But it doesn't mean like it's just fully broke, but
That
it
is so
can happen.
interesting.
See, that's
We are learning a lot, Calvin. I don't know
have to
about you.
learn the woman's
I have to learn a woman's anatomy.
I'm talking about men in general. Learn
Well,
her anatomy.
well, yeah.
And vice
Y'all know
versa.
our anatomy?
And vice versa. I said and vice versa. And you can learn anything. You become a skilled person.
Now, Cindy was saying something earlier. She say, "Stop trying to sugarcoat, y'all. Y'all know what y'all were looking for a virgin. Y'all know why y'all were looking for virgins. I'm trying to figure out why you think we was looking for virgins. Yes, I got your petty best friend on, Pastor Dixon.
Look, I'm on here.
Yes.
And we are talking about something that's going a little too deep. So, Pastor Dixon, we're going to do the altar call next Sunday. But say, while we're here tonight, let's dive a little bit. Yes, man needs to learn a woman. Cindy, what was you talking about when you said we know why we want a virgin? I'm curious about that.
But I do feel, too, when men say they want a virgin, you're innocent so you can control. Some things with that is a control issue, too.
It's rare.
It's not an insecurity?
Like,
And it can be an insecurity with a man because you're insecure of having a secure woman to where when you have a woman that really is not fully know herself, really know what she wants, and then when you figure all that out, you the mind games and tricks come real quick, especially if you're that type of man. Not saying that all men are like that. I'm just saying, but you know, some men can seek that out and then they play on that.
Yes.
Because she doesn't know herself.
Right.
So that's the control mechanism that I got over her now, because she ain't, like you saying, she don't know what, because she ain't never had.
nothing.
So that's easy for a man that's manipulative to control.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can prey on her.
So is that a really unrealistic reservation for a man to have that?
To want to.
A virgin.
I feel like it's possible.
It's possible.
Like, it's nothing wrong with you wanting that. There's nothing wrong with
you
you
can want it
desiring
all
that.
day long, but I don't know if you're gonna get it. You know, you can want it, but that don't mean you're gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. There's nothing wrong with it. Just
Pastor Dick said his age, he just don't. He just saying. I'm not gonna say Pastor Dick. I'm not gonna say Pastor Dick tonight. I'm gonna say Father D tonight. Father D tonight. He say he don't. He just for real with it. Kiki said yes, a woman will fall in love with her first piece.
Because that's something that's what she feels like. Speaking to what Calvin said, that she's that cleanliness, because she wants that. I mean, hey, he's that's that first everything. So you gonna, especially if he's experienced and all this other type of stuff, that's like the next best thing since sliced bread to you. So you ain't trying to get it up.
Have her locking up her bike everywhere she go.
You hear me? Looking for you in the daytime with the flashlight type. So hey,
yeah.
She locking her bike up everywhere. She locked it up at the house. That was the first piece. I'm so childish. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm not. I'm serious. No, but seriously, I'm really curious about this because you said something that was very, very, let me say, wow to me, right? It was a wow factor. You said that so she won't have anything else to compare it to. Ain't that an insecurity?
It is. It is.
So why do men feel like that?
Because
How you think men feel like that?
I'm no man. when
Like, do y'all be saying stuff like y'all past did it better or something?
if you got something to compare it to.
if you have something to compare it to, but I've never. When I feel like you can make anybody feel insecure about certain things by what you say.
Right.
It don't mean you necessarily did something.
But-
When I first had my first time, I said I don't like it, and I went home and told my mom, and I said, "Mom," I said, she said, "You did," and I said, "I hated it."
She was happy then.
And she was like, "Oh, baby." She didn't know how to.
She didn't know how to respond to
man.
that.
I was like, I hated it. It was not what I expected.
Oh my God. You had reservations.
It was just not. I was
So
like,
what
I
kind of
love
reservations
you.
do a woman have?
Well, I had the reservation that my daddy gave me. And my dad was like, some things are supposed to be like this, not like this, not like this. I'm not saying you have to wait for marriage, but it needs to be somebody special. It was just certain things that
They
my
instilled
mind,
there, that they told you
that
that
you're gonna
that's
do.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, so I was looking, where is my setup? Where it's the setup
Oh, so
Where's
the
my
environment
gifts?
got to be right.
Whereas
The mood got to be
Yeah,
right. You
I
know,
feel
you're
like
thinking
it was
because, hey, if this
just-
going to be happening
Yeah.
in your premature mind,
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking, okay, if
You
this
want
going to
the
be my
whole
first
work.
time, you want the works. Okay, I'm supposed to have the music playing.
So why go through with it?
And then I was like, is this?
Then I feel like that's when you do go through it because of the pressure, because you're not already
you're
set
like,
to
you're
Pressure?
already here.
You ain't already said, well, I'm
You
already
already
here.
here. So you don't want to be like, I don't want you to feel bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
You
the
automatically
pressure.
start adjusting to someone else's comfort versus your own, and it was not comfortable.
Oh, so you're saying you're doing it for them?
You automatically
Exactly, it's for them. It's not for
Oh,
you.
wow.
It's not for you.
It's like
Is
they're
that
comfortable.
also why y'all fake it?
No, I'm not finna fake nothing.
Say, that's a good question.
I'm
When
not
in the
finna fake
beginning,
nothing.
I did fake. When I in the beginning, but when I realized I'm not getting what I want, then
I
I'm
ain't never been able to. My facial expressions tell everything. So
Yeah.
if it's not to where I'm like, okay, you know, and then your mindset trying to tell you something, then the person already looking at you. So I'm gonna lie. There's a lie in it. You know how it is. They looking at you. So it's a lie.
Yeah,
so you
it's
can't
a
lie.
lie.
You can't lie then, because then that's when the question is it? You know, then you gotta be like, well, come on now, man.
Yeah.
Look, as you say,
Oh,
quit
my
playing with me. Quit playing with me.
Yeah.
Quit
Don't
playing
do that.
with me.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Quit playing with me,
Right.
Shelvin.
face is like, is it?
Yeah.
Are you
So
serious?
y'all reservations are totally
I say
different.
things
from
like
mine.
that, and it's on accident. I just say what's in my head. I be like,
Yeah. Are you serious?
that has happened before, and I was just
asking,
like,
are you in?
serious?
Oh, you in?
Like, is this?
Same thing. Same thing, boy.
But
Say.
if he don't, if
That's
he don't
the
know
last
that,
question anybody want to hear when they feel like they doing their thing. You in there?
I'm like,
Hey.
what is happening here?
But that's why a lot of men, I feel like, do want a virgin, man, because you don't have nobody to compare to. Plus, it is what we would call untainted land. You know what I'm saying? It's untainted land. Ain't nobody done ever been. It's untraveled, undiscovered. Ain't nobody ever been there before.
Right.
You know, men like that. You know what I'm saying?
I can see
I don't
that.
think it's too much of an insecurity. It wasn't insecurity with me. I just didn't want something that had Carfax. I didn't want to have to check the Carfax, and the Carfax go back, and I look at the Carfax.
Look, but the thing
and-
of it is, you gonna talk about Carfax. How we know you ain't been ran through and you need a
But you don't
Carfax?
even have those reservations.
But
Why would
how?
you even worry about it?
You get them like
Y'all
you get
just say
those
women don't
later
have-
on.
We get
Not
those-
in the beginning, but as you grow and you learn, you do think about that. You be like, hold on. When you start comparing apples to oranges, you be like, well, wait a minute.
You want to compare me to this, and you can't
You start,
even do
but
that.
in the beginning, I don't think. Well, for me, it wasn't. That just wasn't my thought. But the more you date, the more you just like, well, hold on. Do
Okay.
you? How many?
Okay.
I'm not gonna ever ask you that question.
Now I don't want to know that.
I don't want to know
Because
how
I'm not
many.
looking for your past. I'm looking for what's in front of me right then and
Exactly.
there. I don't care what you done had and what you done done and
Exactly.
all that. The
Say.
experience is for what I got to gauge it out for right now.
Are you good?
A lot of men base their whole, if they want to marry you and all that stuff, how far we go, it's based off your Carfax. I'm just tell you the truth.
can
We go
marry
check
a
your
woman with
resume.
And then that's
Carfax.
crazy because the Carfax would be wrong, but she can manipulate you with what she didn't put on you.
She can dip you,
Manipulate.
girl.
Yeah, that's that
I ain't
manipulate.
never heard that one before.
Yeah, I know that word.
Say,
Yeah,
that-
manipulate,
manipulate.
baby.
Say, y'all get that. Put that in the comments.
You can
Manipulate,
get
dip you.
manipulated by that. Come on now.
Manipulate, dip. Man, hold up. That was a good one.
That's why I was like,
Manipulate, dip you. What?
Ain't no manipulation. She done manipulated you. 'Cause
My
baby,
God.
You thinking that, oh, okay, I know this A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Okay, but when it's on you, you don't know
You don't know.
until the red flags start coming out.
Oh.
So then you already in it.
you're not already
Man.
So I'm just saying.
So
and you stuck.
that's crazy though. I'm kind of I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of interested in this whole conversation about these reservations
This is funny.
that y'all be having because y'all start off not having reservations for a virgin meal.
Yeah.
Y'all just want any meal that's good to you.
Let's
think we wanna
let's
say-
back up
no,
because
you
it
said-
sounds like any meal. Okay.
No, I don't mean like that.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm not
that's
saying like every every
Okay.
corner turner. I'm just talking about as long as he's a good man. You know, he ain't got to be a virgin. He just
Right.
got to be a good man. You know.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have to be treated right. That's, I mean, my expectation or reservation on that issue is there. I'm not looking at, like y'all looking for a virgin. We're not looking for a virgin. We're looking for the person that, you know, you're going to do all the right things and do right by me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Until you give us the reservation to
Right.
not look for those things in you anymore.
Most females just want to have a reservation for a six-figure dude.
You got some.
That's her.
A lot of females want a six-figure dude.
And hey, and if she get it, oh well, you know she been manipulated. She done manipulated you because it ain't gonna
Shoot.
be because of nothing else.
Don't have nothing to bring to the table. Just want a six-figure dude.
And if she fall for that,
Is that unrealistic?
very.
I mean, but it happens.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: if he fall for somebody, she want a 6-figure dude, and he didn't read her your
Carfax.
and you still deal with it.
Uh-huh.
She winning.
Got a couple of wrecks.
Yeah, she winning.
She was stole a few times.
Oh,
So stupid. But you got to look at it because but you have to look at it as something.
My fault, Michelle. I didn't mean to say in the mirror like that.
But the thing of this, you have to look at it. I don't have reservations for a person when you first looking at them, like the lady that the 50-year-old lady that wants a virgin. I mean, that's to me very unrealistic in this day and time. Now, if you looking I don't know if you trying to go to a monk house or something like that, where you gonna get the people silence and ain't been touched and all that, and so happy.
Yeah.
But
That's about all she gonna get.
that's all she gonna get. But in this day and time, you're not gonna find it.
Wow.
And if you do find it, it's rare. That's the unicorn.
That's a unicorn.
That's the unicorn.
Man, that's crazy. But, I mean, so reservations can be in many different states, not even just in who you want to marry. Like,
Right.
your reservations change as you get older. You know, my reservations changed real quick. I think I was about, 8, 9 years old. And that whole marrying a virgin stuff was like, yep, not happening. I just...
but I feel like women are.
Shoot. I got to think about it. We was at the heart of the cliff all my life.
So you was high and go getting it real quick.
I wouldn't.
Yes, you was.
Man, I was scared to the mug of that there, man. They started teaching us about HIV, STDs, all this stuff. I was like, what? They
So your
started showing,
reservations changed to 8 or 9 because of what you heard.
and what I saw. It wasn't just what I heard. I seen a lot of stuff. I was like, oh, no.
I ain't never seen nothing.
You ain't never seen nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, no.
I didn't see that at 8. That's young.
Well, I was out there. I don't know about everybody.
See, that's why I
I was
said-
out
I
there.
didn't see that.
I was out there. Whatever.
I was fighting.
I seen it. It scared me, man. It scared me.
I got a question. Now, was you out there? Was this before or after you gave the Valentine note? She turned you down.
This was after. This was This was after. You gotta think about it. This was after. Why you had to bring that up, bro? Why you had to go and do me like that, man? No, this was definitely after. Cause before that, you gotta think I was still looking for it. After that, wasn't no more Valentine's gifts like that. You know, I give you something with an expectation.
Oh.
That got a reservation with it. You better believe it got a.
Look, that heart broke Calvin right there. The whole directly of the way he thought now.
Most men, after they get their heart broke at a young age, they figure it like this: all females the same.
I believe that.
Well, women do the same thing.
Yeah, everybody do that,
Everybody does it.
Right.
and it's out of hurt. I get it. I'm honest about mine, though.
Right.
I did it. Y'all all the same. I ain't say that now.
Grown people.
My
Not
reservations
you. I'm not talking
changed.
about you. I'm talking about in general, us as adults. That we need to do better.
Yeah.
Like that part.
Nah,
that
for real.
My feelings, because there's a lot of people still walking around unhealed, still mad about their heart getting broke at 15. And I'm just giving ages at 15, and now like everybody is a threat. And
Right.
you treat them like that's how.
And
you
then because you have all these walls built up now
Yeah.
from that one
It's like
experience, you
trying
ain't
to
let nobody
punish
else
every woman
come
you
in.
meet from that 15-year-old girl that heartbroken. You grew up, didn't you, grow?
Hopefully.
Can we get you to
Heal.
let it go and heal? Can we
Nikki, at 8 or 9, I was doing a lot of different stuff. We're not going to talk about my experiences at 8 or 9. Kiki says he still may not have everything she's looking for. It's hard to find someone with all your reservations. That's why your reservations start changing. Like, when you
start
young,
realizing that?
Right.
most women do want the dude with the money because he most of the time is the dude with the power.
And it's also how that's what you're taught. Like,
That's what you see.
the stuff that we grew up with as women, the things that society tells you, and if you or belong to some type of religious group, whatever they bestowed on you, that's where all that comes from. You're being told what you should look for and what it should look like.
Right.
You're not really thinking about this. This is just things that you're told, and you're going, okay, well, you said it would be like this, and jump out there. And then when you get out here in the real world, you get to swimming. That's when you start, okay, that's not like
get different.
Right, talking about, look, I can't long stroke, I got a dog. I'm just
Get out there in that water. Get out there in that water. It
swimming
changes.
ethics changes.
Hey, DeAndre say reservations changes throughout your growth as far as who you be involved with. Yes, they do. At first, you do have what we would call a fantasy.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody has this dream person that they have in their head when they're younger. As you get older, your reservations start to change, and they become more realistic.
Right.
But then your reservations have to start changing when you start getting involved in relationships, long-term relationships, because nobody wants to be in a 5-year relationship and not be engaged.
Right.
Not any woman anyway. Now, man, we be like, shit, I'm gonna ride this horse as long as this bug keep on going. Drink a little more water. Drink a little more water. But women, I don't think that's y'all reservation for that. You know, so it changes.
Yeah, and then also understanding that some people that's not something that everybody wants too. You start learning that too.
Right.
We were all given this cookie cutter house and was like, okay, you should go out, make money. You should follow your dream. Usually your dream was, I wanted to be a mad scientist. That changed a mad scientist. It changed so many times.
Mad?
Yeah, I almost burned the house down so many times trying to make stuff in the kitchen.
Oh.
My uncle had to buy me a science.
Y'all better watch us. You're a chemist.
It was just like those different things.
That's why you know about all them
get
sexual
married,
things.
you can have these many
Right.
kids. Huh?
That's why you know about all them sexual
I read
honey
a
and
lot.
stuff.
Yeah, I read.
You're a
And
chemist.
when I was dating, when I was in a relationship with a guy, I was always you're going to sleep, but I still want to keep going.
Right.
That is a problem to me. So I started researching stuff. Like, you know what? Maybe I'll just throw something in there and give you a little boost. Money.
Say, if y'all get with her, just know you gonna wake up with
Maybe
you gonna wake up
or you
erect.
start telling people about the benefits
For no
of
good
things,
reason.
and they're not scared of it no more.
Right.
Oh, it does this and this
Right.
and this. If 9 times
gotta
you tell your partner,
educate
they'll be like, I can go.
Huh? What you say?
And I'm gonna do
educate
this.
yourself.
Yeah. The more I read everything.
So, Calvin, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm sorry
go
about that.
ahead.
Calvin, you said something about reservations before we got on here. You said people have reservations a lot of times out of fear. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, and people have, so your reservations can lead or turn into stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the dark building you don't want to go to, whether it's the hooded figure walking down the street and makes you cross the street. I mean, we all have reservations that we think are there to protect us, that are there to be beneficial to us, and based on our experiences.
Right.
But a lot of times, like, let's just say Africa, somewhere I've never been.
Right.
I only know what media shows me.
Right.
Media tends to show me that they're a third world country and that most of it's dirt and sand, and people
can eat
think
for
Texas
23
is
cents a day.
horses and cows, and because that's what you're ignorant to a lot of the information.
Right. Right.
So people fear what they don't know.
Right.
And they fear what they do know also out of repetition.
Right.
They try to protect themselves.
Right.
And the best way they know how to do that is to make reservations and do the best that they can, really.
Right.
So it does create stereotypes, and I do think a lot of it is geared from fear. Stereotypes are geared from fear.
Wow. That's deep, bro. That's deep. And I think the last thing anybody wants is
He said if they smoke and drink and don't pay tithes, run.
Father D say if they smoke and drink and don't pay tithes, you better run. Nah, for real, they are not owning none of their responsibilities. You hear me?
Nothing to be held accountable for.
he said we need a filter, a bleep for Deisha. Nah, for real.
He said what?
You need a filter or a bleep for you. Nikki say, I grew up in the country, so I did not even know anything at all. Sheltered. What kind of reservations did you have, Nikki? Please let me know what kind of reservations you have. Fatima says, Shelby Mason, why do men do that? Ask for the hand to be wed, but prolong the engagement. that is a lead on. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If they are not executing, if they're not pulling the trigger on it, a lot of times, I'm gonna just tell the truth. A lot of times, men engage out of a bad situation, out of a bad argument, out of something they know finna come up. They be like, well, let me go ahead and engage. That way, at least I have this engagement on. She say, yeah, we kind of locked in.
And kind of pause for a little while.
Right.
Drag it out.
Right. It's a manipulation. It's a manipulation tool in some situations. Now, some men, yeah, definitely. So it's because they don't want to be married. That's simple. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not something that.
Hesitation is the answer.
What? It's not
Hesitation
something.
is an answer.
You said let him call in. Father D.
Oh, you want to call in? Yeah, definitely. Oh, hold on. Let me. Oh man,
Yeah,
here we
just to
go.
lock you in.
Let me do this
Not
right
to
this
close
time. Y'all do. Be patient with your boy. Be patient with your boy.
I mean, if it's easy, I can do it on my phone.
Yeah, it's definitely easier if you do it on your phone.
Right.
Shoot, boy, you know our stuff kind of retarded. Don't get me started. Yeah, so that's definitely a type of manipulation tool, just to lock you in, like Jaquay say. That's powerful. He probably proposed because you was begging for it. Ooh, hold on, stop. He just wants you to shut up. Just be quiet. Yeah, you want to get married? Let's do it.
And then if you got to keep begging somebody to marry you, then you the one that's insecure. Why are you rushing to be married? So something wrong with you. So if you asking for that, then hey.
And while we're on that topic, just a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
When women propose to men, how do y'all feel about that? Like in general, I know you can't answer for every man, but just in general, when a woman proposes, like,
well, I'm a natural feminist. Let me just say this. So I don't feel no type of way if a woman was proposed for me. I don't. I mean, you just beat me to the punch. You know, we both feel that chemistry is good. I mean, I don't feel no kind of way. What you got? We in here? Hey, what's up, Father D? Can't hear him.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, see, he just
All
like.
right, go ahead.
Hey, Father D. Yep. I don't know.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so first, hold up. We have too many topics going on. So, what's the question? What we talking about right now? Then I want to say what I had to say, but what topic y'all on?
Well, we were talking about reservations is the topic, and so we were talking about one of the people asked, why do men propose, but prolong it?
So that's, like I said, that's simple. That's just the man that won't get married. If a man won't marry you, he gonna marry you. Period. Point blank.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we are the hunters. We the ones that go get.
Right.
So I've never seen a lion attack another animal to eat and leave it. When he attacked to eat, leave it and say, I'm not hungry.
Right.
If he was hungry, if he attacked the lion and attacked whatever the animal, the goat or whatever, he gonna eat it.
Right.
Right. So at the end of the day, the reservation, you don't want to be married.
Right.
The problem is, as people, we don't find out a person's reservations till we too far deep in. We done slept with them, we in love with them, we done introduced them to mama, dad, and sister and brother.
Nah, for real.
Then, years later, you come to the realization that this person don't want to be married. You should have came to that realization way before that, because now your feelings are involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what I say. I was just having this conversation. This is my point. Then I'm getting off. As people, this is what we need to do. Especially the older you get. The older you get as a single individual, you need to have some kind of test that to see if the person wants to get married, if the person is down with you, because and the way you test is by disagreement.
Right.
See, when everything's going good, everybody loves you, right? Everything is good. How you know if a person is going to has good character is by what they do to you when they disagree with you, or what they do to you when you do something they don't like.
Yeah.
So now you see who they really are.
Right.
Right. So, prime example: you meet a woman as a man. You tell a woman, "Hey, I got a chick. I'm seeing, I'm dating her. Right? I'm a dater. right? Let's say that, not me. I'm just talking hypothetical. So hypothetically speaking, you're a dater and you date more than one woman, right?
Uh-huh.
You date more than one woman, so you tell a woman when you meet her, hey, I got a woman I'm seeing on the side. If you're okay with that, we can date. Now, I'm not married to her. Nothing. I'm gonna date you. Okay, the woman says she okay with that, right? Then she says she okay with that. Then you call her one day and say, hey, I'm going to spend time with this woman. Say, hey, you know, I'm going to be off the grid. I'm spending time with the woman I told you about, right? Now, she says she didn't have an issue with that. She blows up your phone. She gets mad at you. She do all kind of stuff when you told her, right? She had no issue with it, right? That's a test to see, because y'all disagree, how she's going to act,
Right.
how she's going to do. The flip side, a woman can do the same thing with a man. Test him some kind of way to see how he's going to react to you and with you once a disagreement comes. When you see these things, that's where the red flags come.
Right.
Don't ignore the red flags. You need to take the red flags and say, hey, this is a red flag.
But
Calvin got something for you, Pastor D.
But Dixon, some would say that's playing games.
Now,
Some would say, why you got to do all that?
Let me tell you, it's never playing games when you be honest. It's never playing games when you be honest.
Right.
That's the problem. The problem of playing games is when you lie.
Yeah.
Dishonesty is always playing games. Never let anybody tell you playing games when you're totally honest with them. That's the problem with our generation. Our generation don't know how to be honest.
They don't. They
Listen,
don't.
Listen, like my petty best friend Decent Lee say all the time. He say all the time, don't ever take my choice away from me.
There you go.
As an individual, never take a person's choice from them.
Right.
Let them decide if they want to deal with you or not with what you have going on.
Right.
Show them your baggage. Because let me tell you something. If I meet a woman and she got baggage, it depends on what the baggage is if I'm going to deal with it.
Right.
Now, if your baggage is simply you have kids, I might deal with that. But if your baggage is you're an alcoholic and I can't bring you nowhere because you don't know how to handle your liquor, I'm not dealing with that. You get what I'm saying? So
everybody afraid of the party.
That's all I want
So
to say.
Dixon, I just wanted to say, so just to recap, why I brought that up was because I don't want people to take what you're saying as in they can create the scenario and say that they're talking to somebody when they're really not, just to get the reaction. You're saying to be honest about your situation. I get that. But some people will create the situation because they want answers. So if they're not really in that situation, they'll make it up. I don't think you should make anything up. I think you should be totally honest. If you don't have somebody, you tell them. But I promise you, even if you don't have somebody and you talk to them, there's going to be some kind of, I just was saying something that can happen.
Right.
There's going to be some kind of disagreement if you're in a relationship.
Guaranteed.
Something that's going to be hard.
Guaranteed.
That you all are not going to agree on. And I'm not talking about no mini disagreement like going to the movies. I'm talking about something that you all going to come to a stop in the road. And it's going to be a disagreement where you see how that person is going to react to you when they don't agree with you and your beliefs, I'm talking morals, I'm talking beliefs,
right.
I'm talking concrete things, right?
Yep.
And as a woman, especially if you have kids, you cannot bring any kind of man into that fold. You need to find out if that man, what's his discipline with kids. If you don't want to beat your kids, but he won't beat kids, you need to find that out before y'all get together.
Nah, for real.
Right? If he a person, you like to spend time with your kids, but he won't take you, but don't want to take the kids. Those are things you need to find out. And you need to find it out before you lay down with him and spread your legs.
Sometimes, and most of the time, it happens the opposite. Most of the time, it's totally opposite.
Listen, 95% of the time it do. But I'm saying, if you find it out before, you eliminate a lot of heartache.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if you at a stage where that's not where you are and you're not seeking nothing serious, that's totally different. I'm talking about somebody who has intentions to find someone serious in their life. I'm done. Y'all need to go back to the what's called. I'm jumping back on the podcast.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on here. Nah, for real, man. And some people do have hidden reservations. Right. They do have hidden. They never reserve to make you number one. They never reserve. And like Pastor D, like Father D say, A bad situation will expose a reservation. I
Exactly.
guarantee it.
Exactly, because that's when you're gonna know how they're gonna respond to. You get in an argument with a person, that's gonna tell me how you gonna own up or take accountability, or you gonna be pointing a finger at me,
Right.
or is any argument or any situation, are you gonna turn it on me because
Right.
I'm exposing you?
This one thing I really don't like when people don't know how to deal with conflict and resolution. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you can't do this all the time. You cannot bring the church into every one of your arguments.
Right.
You can't do that. You cannot use the Bible. You got to learn how to deal with conflict and resolution. And yes, there are good answers in the Bible and stuff like that, but you cannot always use that to hide behind a real situation.
Correct.
You got to sometimes deal with your situation, and sometimes you got to expose that reservation. That reservation, it'll drag you along. And I'm glad Fatima asked that question. Why do men, ask for women's hand in marriage and prolong it? Simple as that. They just pulling you along. But at the same time, why do women stay? Yeah, don't get quiet. Don't get quiet. Why do women stay?
They stay because they've been promised something.
Yeah, because it's an expectation that you said that you was going to do.
I got another back answer to that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm in agreement with that. But also, a lot of the times when you're in a relationship, you're invested.
Wow.
And you are invested emotionally, sexually, all of that. Yeah. And so when you go through relationship struggles, you want the award because you've done the work.
Man, that's messed up.
And you're like, hold on. I put all this in. You're just you're expecting.
You gotta be
where
quicker
it's
than
at.
that.
So
You remember that commercial?
sometimes I think in general, we just overstay our welcome. Like we just ignore the sign. Well, no, I'm already invested here. I don't want to go. No. I don't want to start over there.
Right.
I'm already invested here. I've
Right.
already been through so much here. We need to make this better, and we need to work because I'm already invested here.
Right.
So you're telling me I'm going to lose my investment, and now I need to recoup myself, however it means you do that,
Right.
and reinvest in someone else. I don't want to gamble again.
You got to make your mind up to start over.
Exactly. You have to be okay with starting over. You have to be okay with rejection. That's a rejection. Your relationship's not working. You're being rejected. You got to be okay with that. And a lot of us, we're not okay with that. And you have to. It comes with growth. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it does. It does come with growth, and it comes with maturity. A person knowing themselves. Knowing what you want, and not you don't want nobody that's gonna play games with you.
Right.
Especially when you come to that type of topic, marriage,
Right.
because it comes to so much in it. You're not gonna ask me to marry you, and I didn't, like you said, I didn't upgraded you and cleaned you up and polished you up, and then you mean to tell me you're not vested so somebody else can get what I done got? That's the whole issue.
Say, I was talking about that earlier with somebody. Say, man, I don't know if it's a worse feeling to see something that you done planted so many seeds in, reap fruit in somebody else. Like, what? You mean they get to get the benefits of everything that I suffered?
Yeah.
And people be like, well, that's a good thing. I be like, for who though?
But for who? Because I saw something that was broken in you and help heal you.
Right.
I didn't help, see you through all your obstacles and still grew with you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're going to tell me the growth stopped right here so I can go get a growth to somebody else?
Man. And so you just got to get it. Right. But you got to get it in your head to start over, because how long will you sit there in a place that's not even appreciating you?
Yeah.
Right.
But that comes with, I think sometimes, here's another thing. Sometimes when you're dating, you're certain of yourself, you know your value, blah, blah. Then you go through certain failed relationships, you start forgetting how valuable you are.
Right.
So now you feel like, well, I can deal with this, but you should not be thinking ever, I have to deal with this, or I should deal with this. It should not be a moment where you're saying, that means you're compromising your comfort. I'm not comfortable with this. I can deal with this.
So anytime you start questioning your reservations, you probably got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Because now your reservations are either starting to change or they're going to have to change.
Right.
Because you're expecting somebody to do something that they're just not going to provide. Right. But it's not, like I said at the beginning of the show, reservations are not bad, but reservations can be terrible if you allow them to give you tunnel vision. If you allow your reservations to blind you and you're not cultivating other areas in your life Because if that reservation doesn't work out and that's the only thing that's holding you up, that's the only thing that's encouraging you, you wake up for this. You go to sleep in peace in this. And that breaks, man, you're going to be in a bad place. So you have to be able to cultivate other areas of your life.
Right. You have to be mentally strong for that, though.
Right.
That's the thing. You got to be able to be mentally strong, because if this person is not for me and I done all this, in my mind, okay, it's a loss. So I'm going to have to take this loss, this L. But the thing of it is, when you mentally strong for that, not saying that you're not going to be hurt, not saying that you're not going to be disappointed. That's just an L you got to take.
Right.
You know, like they say, take your lick and keep on going.
Right.
But that don't mean that the next person I'm going to be easily to rush into something that I did before.
Right. And that's stuff that you need to go to counseling. Now, when you right there, you need to go to counseling. I'm just going to be honest. It's time to go to counseling then. But, you know, in reservation, the last thing anybody wants to be sitting at a reservation by themselves. Most of the time when you make reservations, it's for two.
You right, Dunshell. You got to be okay with what God blocks.
Whoa, that's good, girl. Let me like on that. Shoot, I'm going to send you some hearts. I like that, Dunshell. You got to be okay with what God blocks. Like I told y'all, sometimes rejection is protection.
Do you hear me?
But at the same time, reservations can also be, you know, very, very strenuous on a person. So you got to know how to make those reservations and make them wisely, right? But let me ask you this. So when it comes to reservations, and they meet every reservation that you had except one.
And what is that one? What is that one?
No, you instigating.
It's either sex or money. They got every other reservation good, but they ain't good in bed. They got every other reservation. They good, but they ain't got no money. What do you do then? I had to ask. Y'all help me out in the chat. I'm just asking a real life question. What do you do when they meet every reservation you had? They met everything you had, but they missed that one thing. It's a key fact. It's a key component to holding everything together.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. With the sexual part, that can be taught.
You're trembling.
Y'all don't see, bro, her lip is up here shaking.
I mean, but because you can't, the person can.
Father D say if they not good in bed, they not good.
I mean, but there's some things you can teach a man. It's not, maybe they may not have been more experienced in those levels, but if they're willing to learn, hey, that's a check mark off the box. You're willing to learn
because it'll become better.
It becomes better. But you got to be willing. You can't just let it defeat you. You know what I'm saying? You can say, well, I like this one. I ain't like that. That's something I know. So we're going to have to continue to grow through that. But when it comes to money,
excuse me,
it depends on the situation with the money. Is it because I make more money than you? Or is it because
you don't manage money well?
Or do you have money management skills that we're going to have to learn how to help you?
Yeah, should we? Yeah.
And now if we can't help you with this and you continue to blow, baby, you got to go.
I've been in both of those scenarios.
You're going to have to go. You're going to have to go.
It got to be a good sexual chemistry or something. Those are things you can work on. Be creative. Right. She'll say be creative. Man, it's just so crazy to me how women are so willing to work with a man in a sexual level, but men are so insecure when it comes to that. We are very insecure.
Like a lot of men get their advice from their homeboys.
Yeah.
Instead of their women.
Instead of your woman. First of all, you're not pleasing him.
I think it's the question of why you so good at this? Like, how many things have you done? A man get to ask no kind of questions.
Not ask questions like that because that's silly. When you're dedicated
you be
to
like,
somebody,
man, you too good.
You really like them and you're into them. You want to please them. That's like an automatic thing.
I'm just being real. I'm
not saying that people don't ask those questions. People do ask those questions. But when you are invested in somebody, you want to be with that person.
You're gonna make it better.
You are going to make it better. You are going to want to make certain efforts. You are wanting to do whatever it is that you do. You want to be the freaking best. Yes, you do.
What about the money?
To the person that you want to be with.
I just told you the money.
Money. If it's a money management problem, you can fix it.
But it's up to that person to understand this is a weakness of mine.
Yeah,
and I got to do better. You got to want that because if you want to sit here just want to blow your money.
Katisha said she just gonna be quiet.
If it's money, like I just feel like if you make more and you,
he said he got time to teach nothing.
Yeah, you make good money, but you blow it all the time. No savings, no investments.
Why is it that people feel that the same trick that they use on others will work work you sex-wise?
Because they don't know no better.
What was the question?
Why do people feel like the same trick that they use on others will work with you sex-wise?
Yeah, you're right, because they don't know
They
better.
don't know
Everybody's
better.
different. Everybody like different
They
stuff.
don't know no better. Because
Now she'll say,
different.
I can dig that. Everybody is different. Now she'll say, our men don't understand what pleasure is, so you have to show him what pleasure is for you.
Right.
That great. This is a real question. Do you test drive the car or do you wait until marriage? Talk about that. Do you test drive it?
I'm sorry.
I'm just telling you. I'm gonna tell you, Father D.
I'm not finna to sit here.
You sitting here with a whole bunch of people with helmets, safety belts. They gonna push that car into that wall. I'm telling you, this is the era of crash dummies, Father D. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They go crash the car. They go test drive it. They go push the pedal to the metal. They go hit the brakes real hard, make the left turn. All that. This is that era outside. This is just where we at. It shouldn't be like that.
I'm sorry. I gotta try it out before.
I'm at the age where I'm
I agree
giving.
with that.
I'm not finna sit here and then get in a new car and it's shaking when I get it. No, I don't want that. I need to know that it's gotta.
Father D, we gonna pray for these
sorry.
niggas.
I like
We
that.
gonna pray for them. Oh my God, we gonna pray for them, Father
I like
D.
that.
I'm not finna buy nothing unless I can test you.
I'm telling you, this is an era of crash dummies. Listen, our time is about cut short. Look, y'all see this game right here. Listen, next Monday, man, it was an awesome conversation. Next Monday, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play this game right here. It's called Let's Get Deep. It is for couples, new and established, man. Look, y'all don't want to miss this game. It's got some real good questions in here. I'm gonna ask y'all a few of the questions just so y'all can know kind of where the questions are coming from. So this is one of the icebreakers. It's just an icebreaker question. It says, lose your sense of touch or your sense of smell, and why? Now,
Let's see what they say.
yeah, lose your sense of touch or your sense of smell, and why? Now, I explained to my cousin Indisha that if you lose your sense of smell, you know, when you get into a situation, a sexual situation, you ain't gonna know if the person smell or not, you know, or lose your sense of touch. Same deal. You get in a sexual situation, you won't be able to feel nothing. So lose your sense of touch or your sense of smell. Which one? That's just an icebreaker. That was just me going in a little bit. So deeper is, if a fortune teller could tell you one thing about your future, what would you ask? Yeah, I know it.
I don't want to know nothing.
I know it. See, the whole panel says they would test drive. Please don't miss that.
You know.
Oh, man. Well, you know, it's not an option for no reason.
It's not, but Donshell, you have to pick one. It can't be neither. Do you want
Lose
your
your-
touch or your smell?
It's got to be one or the other. There's another question. It says, what does loving someone mean to you? What does loving someone mean to you? This is a personal question here. Then another question says, if you were to die today with no chance to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? If you were to die today with no chance to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone, and why haven't you told them? Yeah. I know you can think about 5 people right now. Like, I wonder if that was more important. I probably should have told him that.
I only have one.
I was gonna say, I would like to say towards men, it took me a long time, especially with me losing my father last year. I'm glad that I got over this hump. It took me a long time to say I love you, and get okay with feeling that and being okay and knowing what that emotion means to another man. I think a lot of younger generations have an issue with saying, I love you, and not feeling weird about it.
Right. That's good, man. I'm glad you had that little testimonial, bro. Man, don't get all emotional. This is the next question. How would your 10-year-old self react to who you are today? How would your 10-year-old self react to who you are today? Man, say. So we gonna be playing this game next week, man. Y'all get ready to put y'all answers in the chat. Calvin, here, man should say I love you to man more. I do it all the time. Y'all know it. Yeah, Pastor D, I ain't got no bunch of sexual folk on tonight. Father D, you know these people out here freaky. They got sneaky links and stuff. Yeah, they on here tonight, Pastor D. They on here. But, man, yeah, man. So this is an awesome show, man. Y'all got anything to close with as far as reservations, man?
I think we done said it all.
Y'all done said enough. Look, man, if you got reservations, please make your reservations realistic. And, don't allow yourself to be trapped in a situation where your reservations aren't being met. Anytime your reservations begin to have to be questioned, you got to start having conversations, because sometimes that is a red flag that you're in a situation that is not going to work out for your good, and it's not going to meet the standards you set for yourself. It's not going to meet your expectations. But also be real with yourself enough to allow yourself to believe in yourself enough to know that you can leave and start over. Yeah. Say, it's your boy Shelvin.
And your girl, Lady K.
Shelvin, I got one more question for you.
What you got?
I want you to do you feel safe enough to be wrong?
Ooh.
I think we should leave that as a cliffhanger.
Do y'all feel safe enough in your relationship to be wrong? Do you feel safe enough in your relationship to make a mistake? Mm-hmm. Do you feel safe enough in your relationship to do something that's embarrassing and not feel like you're about to be judged about it? These are not the results, but the derivative, the birth, the experiences in a healthy relationship. If you feel that way, good. I'm glad your relationship healthy. But if you don't feel that way, we might have to talk. But we ain't gonna talk about it next Monday. Next Monday we gonna play this game. We gonna have a little other conversation about it. But the third Monday, we gonna talk about it. Do you feel safe enough? It's a question. Let's talk about it. It's your boy. Say, I'm glad y'all cruised through here and chatted with us, man. Next week, come back. We gonna chat it up. Peace.